How do faithless electors create public distrust? Imagine a process designed to reflect the will of the people, yet occasionally disrupted by individuals who choose to act against the expected outcome. This scenario highlights the complex relationship between electoral procedures and public confidence. Faithless electors are members of the Electoral College who do not vote for the candidate they pledge to support. The Electoral College itself is a body established by the United States Constitution to formally elect the president and vice president based on the popular vote in each state. While most electors adhere to their commitments, some choose to deviate, either due to personal beliefs, political disagreements, or other reasons. When faithless electors cast votes contrary to the popular vote results, it can lead to questions about the legitimacy of the election process. For example, if a state votes overwhelmingly for one candidate but an elector votes differently, it raises doubts about whether the electoral process truly represents the will of the voters. Such actions can be perceived as undermining the democratic principle that the election outcome should reflect the choice of the majority. This perception can be reinforced if faithless voting occurs frequently or in close elections, where a small number of dissenting votes could influence the final result. Public trust diminishes further when faithless electors are seen as acting independently of the voters' preferences or as exercising undue influence over the outcome. This can foster suspicion that the electoral process is susceptible to manipulation or that individual electors are not accountable to the electorate. Additionally, media coverage of faithless electors often emphasizes the potential for electoral interference, which can deepen skepticism about the fairness and transparency of the election system. Legal and political debates surrounding faithless electors also contribute to public distrust. Some states have enacted laws to penalize or bind electors to vote according to the popular vote, but enforcement varies. When electors ignore these laws or when legal challenges arise, it can create a perception that the system lacks consistency or fairness. Over time, repeated instances of faithless voting can erode confidence in the electoral process, making citizens question whether their votes truly influence the outcome or if the process is ultimately controlled by a select few. In summary, faithless electors can create public distrust by casting doubt on the representativeness, fairness, and integrity of the electoral system. When the public perceives that individual electors can undermine the will of the voters, or that the process is susceptible to manipulation, it diminishes confidence in the democratic foundation of the election. This erosion of trust can have lasting impacts on civic engagement and the perceived legitimacy of elected leaders.